Hey, this is Nick from Remedy667.com, and today I was going through some past 31 days of horror fonts stuff, and I found this file, which is pretty fun. This was from 2021. Looks like, everything had a green back, and then these were the fonts that went on top of them. And then this is how I built them. So this was 31 days of fonts back then. And a lot of these I didn't make, so I'm going to take a quick look real quick. And we're going to do what we used to call a 15-minute make at one time. And we're going to go back and make some of these, because a lot of them are probably pretty close, and it's been a couple years, and we're probably a little bit better at making alphabets at this point. I'm going to put on some music that you're not allowed to listen to because it's top secret. But let's take a look at this. So this one here, I Want Your Skulls, this one was actually released. It had the most votes that year. Persuit. Nothing ever became of this. It looks really bad is the negative. So let's so that must be just an image embedded. And then this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to copy what I did. I don't know, I guess this would have been October 2nd, 2021. And we're going to make a new layer up here. And we're going to call this 2024. Ooh, I don't like gray as my color. I like it to be something that kind of sticks out both on the white and on the black. So let's make it red. And it looks like we've got... This does not look very good. Not that it's going to look a lot better once I get done with it right now, but let's move some stuff out of the way. This was our thing. I don't know how many votes this got, or if people liked it or not, or not really sure. So there's two ways I could go about doing this. I could use these pieces that I'd used before, or I could just use the word pursuit, which I think is what we're going to kind of start with, and then we'll probably end up a little different. One of the first things I want to do is I'm going to kind of fix some of these angles, which is against the grain, but I think it's going to make the type system work a little bit better.
Minutes starting now.
All right. So let's see. Pursuit is our original word. First thing I do is usually just kind of put the letters in order and see what I've got to start with, which is not much. And the P and the R are pretty much the same. I'm thinking that I can make this take us and make this into an O. And because I'm not fully familiar with the drawing this out with the pen tool just yet, I'll probably get more comfortable as we go, but I'm just going to use these sides from the U. Ooh, that's weird. So some of these we're smoothing, some of them we aren't, because all right, so what can we make from an O? Obviously a Q. We can also make a C. And we can also make a D from this E and an O fairly easily. Nope, that's the one I want. That's the one I don't. Oh, razzleberries. We're just going to intensify this angle a little bit just to reinforce that it is a D in case there was any questions. Now an F. F's, it's pretty easy, right? You take the E and you just get rid of that. Then this looks a little weird, so we'll shorten that up a little bit. Just so it doesn't look like it's leaning so far to the right. We want to move that down just a tad to balance out this negative space here. And I don't like this. I usually lately have been going in and like softening up angles like that, but this font looks like that wasn't a big deal when I made it. That wasn't something that I looked at or thought of. So, because the E doesn't have it. I like that dip, but Jesus, what is going on? We're going to move it a little bit, and we're going to get rid of this little unevenness right there happening. Smooth that out. So now we need a G, and when I was looking at the O originally, when I made the C, I was like, oh, that'd make a good G. Just by deleting that. And then obviously the F, you know, coming in hot. I want it to be a little more out there, and then this to be a little more in. Like that. And then this will actually meld right onto there. And that It's soft-ish. And there's an L. No, I'm just kidding. But let's make an H. And then when we have our H, we can then make our N. And I'm going to make this H, I guess, similar to how I did it last time. Looks like I just took an E and an I and it looks like it gets wide in the middle. So I'm going to keep with that trend because I think it's funny. I don't know why. That makes it feel a little unbalanced and weird to me, but I'm going to go with it. That feels good. What do you think? Maybe knock it to the left a little bit just to... That P looks so bad. Usually I save the J for later in the game, but I have a U, and that's like the best thing to make a J with, right? Sometimes. Yeah. And we're going to make this into a K. But there's a lot going on here that makes it bad. First of all, I'm deleting that top of the R part. I'm going to bring in the I, which apparently is telling me that this should be lower. Strange. Let's delete the I. I like the way the base of the I was more flattened off like that. This... Command Shift G. This is a little fucko here. We're gonna grab this and just stretch it. And then make it even with that. I think it was... Ooh. Reflect this. I do want this kind of to kick out a little bit, but a little more rounded. Oh, that's nice. I do want it a little thinner, I think. Sorry, that messed everything up. What? I don't know what I changed in my settings to make that world mad at me there. This is kind of bonkers, because, like... Sorry, I got lost in the thought for a second. It's kind of bonkers because the amount of essentially like 31 fonts on one board, that's crazy. I mean, when I did it this year, the most I put on one board was 20, but I was doing something completely different. But I guess similar in a sense. I was this part of the process where you're just drawing the initial alphabets, that was all like from separate files, and then the what I call the ganged up file was more for finishing out the other characters, like the numbers and the punctuation, stuff like that. Let's grab something random. Here we go. Whoa. Command Shift G. There we go. This is such a weird way to work. Just because I haven't done a typeface like this in so long. OP, that beat P looks terrible. Can we agree? You're probably watching this saying, Nick, that whole font looks terrible. And you might be right. But I don't give a shit. I'm making it anyway. Why do I keep getting these weird WhatsApp phone calls that ring like once or twice from random people that have like 12-digit phone numbers? Does that happen to anybody else? I'm going to need that to make my W. I'm going to make a V with these. G to group that. Trick to the X. I don't think it's much of a trick, but I mean, using the 2Ks. because I don't want this to behave that way, and I want some variation. That looks good. I don't know. I look like I'm about to start chewing my lip off. Hey Siri, how much time's left on the timer? 11
There's
minutes.
a timer with about 11 minutes left.
So I'm going to make the A, the B, and the M after we slay this Z. B. Oh, look at that. It's a nice little F. Mm. You know what I like? I think I like this as an A. Command Shift G to ungroup it. I want that in my A. All right, so this one's getting tied up as a loose end. And then this, Jason Edmondson has Edmiston. The thing about the butt crack or the butt chin. Oh. There's just something wrong with this. Delete that. Fuck. That seems good enough. All right. So there we go. There's what you would consider a 15-minute make. Persuit. So now I'd bring this into my own new so we already did day one. Sorry, back on the other computer again. Bringing the name into it, making it nice and big. The next thing I do is I use my E to set my cap height and my baseline. And then I can kind of wiggle the other letters to get them kind of spaced in a way that feels a little more proper. The fuck was that? Weird. I like how that R drops. Might be kind of dumb on its own, so I'll probably make a couple variants of that R. See, the V and the W got a little bit short because the way I made those. Same with the X. in the Y. Wow, these all got short near the end there. And that should be right on par with the E. And there we go, Persuit. 31 Days of Horror Fonts, 2021, Day 2. And that's the origin of that font. All right, have a good one. I'll talk to you later.